Everyone for joining this session. This is actually a three-part series. It's a training webinar, and it's a graduated training webinar teaching brokers how to recruit effectively using PromoShop. I've been working with 13 other regions across North America and teaching exit brokers how to leverage the PromoShop system to really give you the best opportunity to be the best broker you can when it comes to recruiting. Understanding that your responsibilities are far and wide, right? I get that. We all understand that. And recruiting is an important part of, you leading the company and growing your offices with real estate leaders, right? And finding the time to recruit or getting organized to recruit or creating your strategy to recruit sometimes isn't that easy to deploy. So what we've discovered is since March of 2011, I've really just launched this several months ago with your brokers throughout North America, and it's really taken off by storm. And Karen and Bob Karen have taken a look at this webinar series and really felt that this would be an opportunity for the brokers to take special part in this very special series to help them recruit. Now, this is a 3-week series, so we hope that you join us. It'll be every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and I believe that's pretty consistent throughout the rest of this campaign, the rest of this webinar series. Now, you'll notice that we have specific segments that we're going to cover, and each week we only focus on. It's going to give you time to implement, each section as we go through. So first and foremost, you're going to need an Exit PromoShop account. If you currently don't have one, okay, let's say you tried it at some point and you discovered that maybe it wasn't a good fit for you at the time, or maybe you were busy and you weren't able to really, get in and see if it was a good fit for you, and it has since then expired. And today you don't have access to the full system because you'll need the full system, not PromoShop Print. The full system you're going to learn as you're going through the system is you're going to see the full contact management system. You're going to see marketing pieces that you're able to create and distribute in multiple ways, not just print in the PromoShop Print program. You're also going to be exposed to email campaigns which are not available in the PromoShop Print system. So I'd like to make an offer to each of you on the call. If you currently do not have a PromoShop account today, I'll restart your free trial, and we'll be happy to do so. Or you can send me an email. On the right-hand side of the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to net Anthony, Anthony at sharperagent.com, and my contact phone number is 866-614-9372, and my extension is 3193. Again, it's 866-614-9372, and on that extension 3193. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to all the audiences, and you'll also have my email address. So if you'd like me to launch your free trial, I'll do it. Now today what we're going to cover is week 1. We're going to kick off your recruiting campaign, end of the 3 weeks to start recruiting. On the contrary, starting next, make sure that you ask for help. We don't want you falling behind. We don't have that many weeks together. And you will be implementing. So it's exciting. An account, we'll launch one for you for the next 30 days for free. There's no obligation. If you decide it's not a good fit for you, the commitment is only $149 for the year. Okay? So week number 1, we're going to talk today about brand awareness. I want you to receive some tips on how to empower your brand. You're also going to see what your branding looks like, adding your contacts to the PromoShop system. I'm talking about your recruitment prospects and your exit agents. So that's what we're going to focus on today. When we're through, support every step of the way in case you should need some help. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into the PromoShop. Question, absolutely, and I'm glad that you asked the question. These webinars are going to be recorded. They'll be provided at the end of the series, so we encourage you to participate in all 3. If you, of course, those webinars will be provided to you so that you can definitely review them later. So let us know. Also, Holly wants to know, hey, Holly, thank you so much for participating. She said, I spoke to you about launching a site for me. You couldn't because I had an account already. Could you set me up with a dummy account? I will take, you and I will get together and talk a little bit more about that. I'll have to refresh my memory a little bit as to why we couldn't activate your account. Okay, Holly? All right. So keep the conversation going. Profile. My profile is where we're going to go to update your. Click on My Profile, and then it's going to bring us to all the information about you. Now, it's important to have look at some opportunities. Now, you guys are, in California, so of course you need to make sure that you include your license number on your marketing materials, right? Title, any designations, but most importantly, got to get the license number in. Next, your company name will automatically be pulled from memos, okay? So if there's a discrepancy, make sure that you speak to your exit office administrator, and they will make sure to update your contact information in memos so that it automatically feeds into PromoShop. Next, you have your phone number 1 and 2. So you've got 2 phone numbers that you can utilize in PromoShop. Understand that some pieces will only have room for 1 phone number. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that that phone number is your primary phone number. Okay, so you want to put that primary phone number in the number 1 position. Make sure that that goes in the phone number 1 position. Okay. Next is your address information over on the right-hand side. Address information is important too. You'll want to make sure that this information is correct. And again, if there's any discrepancies, you'll definitely want to. Next is email and website. This is where I see tremendous opportunity for users of PromoShop to improve, so that individuals who receive your marketing or they see it printed, however it's received, there's no question from your branding, as to what is your name clearly and what company do you work for if you're using those, items in your branding. Oftentimes when you have an email address, for instance, like I would say RomeoVictor@live.com, all right? It's important to use upper and lowercase so capital, okay? Even, here's an interesting one. Nicole Young, your email is yourfavoriteexit@gmail.com, which is great, but you want to make sure that you also in your marketing use capital Y for your, capital F for favorite, and then capital E for exit. Actually, all caps for exit at gmail.com. Again, individuals will get to the final destination correctly if they're using upper and lower in your branding, your business cards, your marketing materials, everything that your branding touches. You want to make sure that it's very visible for your recipients to see. Okay, enough of that. Next is your call to action. So in your call to action, when you first get started in PromoShop, it's going to say, call me today. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That'll work just fine. But you have the opportunity to go in and adjust your call to action to be something else that you might want it to be. But you need to be brief. There's no opportunity to put in this long, paragraph of information. There's just not enough room. So go ahead in the call to action. Next is click to display on marketing materials. So it's your Equal Housing logo and the Realtor logo. Those will automatically appear on your pieces, so you don't have to worry about including that. It's already done for you. And then next, your social networking. Now, I love social media. Find me on social media, Annette Anthony, or friend us on, the Facebook fan page for PromoShop. But, Facebook is a phenomenal. Did you know the most recent statistics for 2011, there's more than 750 million active users. The average user for Facebook has 130 friends. And people on Facebook spend over 700 billion minutes per month on Facebook. Crazy, right? So if you're not currently engaged in Facebook or social media, you might want to take a closer look, because a lot of people value of what you can offer as a professional if they choose you, right? Or you can also talk about the value of joining Exit Realty, right? So it's a great opportunity to do that. Let's take a look at how you can add your social media URL on your profile. I'm going to log in. I think I'm already logged in. And I'm going to go into Promo Friends. So in just a second, you'll see I'm going to log in to Promo page. You're going to notice this URL. Then you're going to go back into PromoShop, and you're going to want to make sure that you paste it. Easy. Does anyone need me to show you that again? Let me know, and I'll be happy to do so. Otherwise, keep in mind we're recording this, so we can always, you can always preview this later, or you can always lean on me and we can go through it together as well. Okay? Okay, so social media, big deal. Make sure that you add that in. Next, your photo. If you haven't taken a photo recently, maybe it's time to take a new photo, right? So have someone take a new photo of you. Since we're taking a look at your branding, you want to make sure that everything is updated, okay? A photo is a great opportunity. Make sure, though, that your photo is portrait style, because all of the templates in PromoShop are intended to be portrait style, meaning it's shorter on top and it's longer on the sides. Your logo is landscape. Landscape meaning it's longer across the top and shorter on the sides. Perfect. Okay? If you decide to use a landscape style photo, you could still, honestly. However, make sure that you've got the best opportunity to show your image and your branding. Make sure that you use a portrait style photo. If you're unsure on how to upload an image, so wherever you have your photos, you can click on Upload Image and then bring it in. Your photo will then be listed, and then on the right-hand side, you have your bulk stamp. So if you have a bulk stamp insignia and you want to use that, you're welcome to. Okay? The post office will provide you with an image. So if you have this already prearranged, the image that they send you want to print, it'll automatically print the bulk stamp logo on there. So you can save yourself some cost on your marketing pieces. All right? Any questions so far? Everybody looks like you can see my screen okay. Maybe Melinda and Holly, make sure you can see my screen. And now we're going to go ahead and save profile. See, what does your brand, how does all your pieces, which we're going to take a look. All right, how's that, everybody? Is that better? I'm sure it's going to be much better. Dang, headset gets twisted up on my hair anyway. How about anybody else? Is the audio okay, everybody? Let me know. Nicole says that's better. Okay, good. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so all your marketing materials are appearing here on the left-hand side of your screen. And guess what? You've got an abundant amount of content available in PromoShop. I can't tell you how many brokers I speak to regularly who say, hey, I'm trying to create a recruiting piece. I want to recruit some top producers I can use to create. Is that you're going to have to take time to create it from scratch when you already have quite a bit of content available in the system. So it's important for you to understand in this meeting flyers, your postcards, your announcements, and you've got some recruitment campaigns, so you can put this all on autopilot materials. You'll also see new exit materials. So when we click on the new exit materials, right away it's going to show us that we've got 17 results at the most used pieces. So if you're having a hard time deciding, you can take a look at the different views, and then you can determine, well, these are the most popular pieces, so if they must be used, frequently, maybe they have good traction. When you click on a piece in PromoShop, first of all, there's a pretty big difference between you and the typical broker. Print it right off their desktop, and if they want to email it, they have to email it as an attachment. And when they're emailing, you can see who else it went to, or maybe they have to hire somebody like a web developer to post it up on the web at your fingertips to do this yourself. Now let's take a look at this flyer. This flyer, we're going to take a look at the email preview. You might not know some of these aspects when you're sending out emails, but let's take a look at it. It is a little sluggish today, so bear with me. All right, you should see this in just from PromoShop. When they receive it, they can click on Send to a Friend and add in their friend's email address and a small look as to what your piece will look like. But you'll notice in just a second it's going to have your photo, your logo, your contact information. Everything about you is on this piece. There you go. Okay? Now at the bottom, okay, so that's important because any of your email recipients, when they're receiving your pieces, they should, it's required. They can just click below, unsubscribe, and it's done. Of that person, we have removed the ability for you to unsubscribe, therefore no email will go out. So it takes care of it all for you. You don't have to worry about rushing back and making sure to delete them or unsubscribe them. It's already done for you. In fact, they just reply back to you and say, please don't contact me at all. That's a different story, right? Okay. So in addition to the email, you can print these right off your desktop, okay? Again, if you have the full system of PromoShop, you can print as many as you want right off your desktop. You decide. There's no additional cost for shipping unless you want them overnighted. But if you order by 10 o'clock in the morning Mountain Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock Pacific Standard, you actually have your piece shipped, okay? Next is email. The power in the system is email. No uploads, no downloads, no links, and no attachments. The email goes out individually with all of your branding on it every time. And remember, you have the opportunity to see if that email has been forwarded on. I'm going to show you some examples when we get into talking about your database in just a little bit. I missed what that button said. You can most definitely, post it onto the web. So you have 3 different ways that you can post it onto the web. You have 2 choices for your website, okay? The first 2 options are for your website. The third option is for social media. In fact, let's take a look at PromoShop to the fan page. Here's a post that I posted today. It says, "Are you renting or know someone who is? Discover the benefits of owning your own home." And then here, home ownership can be closer than you think. This letter has all of my branding, and it features some pretty good, information about. In the marketing materials section, let's take a look at some other pieces. So work cards, it could be flyers. It could be any type of a marketing piece. So when we click on recruiting greeting cards, you will see a series of, look at an email preview. You'll see, there we go, we're getting there. Okay, we're going to choose email preview on this particular piece so that you can see what it looks like. So this is an email preview. You'll see it in just a moment. Here we go. So you can add in a special message. Everything will always have your branding. Even if it's a marketing piece about Labor Day, think about that. That has nothing to do with buying or selling real estate or even considering joining Exit Realty as the brokerage of choice. However, it does have everything to do with your branding. If you're in a rush, it's not going to look as if you are. I can assure you that. So you've got some great pieces, in respect to flyers and postcards and also some e-greeting cards that you can use for recruiting. Now let's take a look at some other opportunities that you can leverage using the system. If you go into flyers, 160 pieces. If you just buy the newest pieces, but I agree with you, there's 93 pieces. It might take you some time to figure out which one you want to use. But we've done the legwork for you, and we've made it easy for you to determine which ones might be a good opportunity for you to use. The pieces that have been used most often throughout the whole system, okay, for Exit Realty. Corporate is amazing. They are all the things you can do with your piece. I'll take a look at some other opportunities in respect to recruitment. Let's take a look at campaigns. Campaigns are on the left-hand side of your screen, okay? When you click on campaigns, we're going to go in, and in the upper right-hand corner, you can actually see a video tutorial to give you a little bit more acclimation, to this particular section. Email campaigns, so you know, it's a series of email pieces, but it doesn't just have to be by email, by the way. It could be a series of pieces, whether it's all by email, a blend of email and direct mail, or just completely a direct mail piece. Pieces that are organized in a sequence and they're sent out directly to your prospect or your contact. But it goes out automatically. So if you're busy, and I know you are, have the system of PromoShop follow up with your leads for you, okay? So let's take a look. We're going to go into all the available campaigns that we have. But the ones that we're going to focus on primarily is going to be the recruiting one. You're going to notice that there's a series of campaigns available. As a broker franchise sales portfolio, when I originally saw this one in a regional owner's account, I said, this one is pretty interesting. I would love to see. This particular campaign has 14 emails already in queue, ready to go. Engage. This is not spray and pray like most systems are, that most do some intentional intentional touches to your prospects. For example, let's say you put in your an introduction letter to your prospects. Now it's a recommendation. If you don't do it, the system's not going to fall apart, just so you know. Okay? 14 days later, the next piece goes out. The next piece just automatically does it. It goes out 14 days after the previous piece. The subject line is called Why Exit, and it's scheduled, automatically to be delivered via email. 14 days later, the next piece goes out. It's called Unmatched Support. It also goes out 14 days after the previous component. It's delivered by email automatically. Utilize the campaign. The activities are merely a suggestion to keep you engaged. What PromoShop does is it's going to send you an email. So if you're on the road and you've got your handheld next to you, it's going to buzz and it's going to tell you it's time for you to do this next activity with your prospects that are in this campaign. Schedule that time and get it accomplished. It's just a suggestion, though. If you don't do it on a personal level with your prospects, because they're probably pretty used to other brokers just spraying them with email, exact same campaign. Utilize it. Leverage the content that's already in place. However, you still have the ability to go in. You can change the piece. So it really helps you maximize the time that you do have available because the campaign is already done. Okay? Now there's other types of recruiting that are pretty powerful too. Take a look at the female recruiting. Female recruits who are go-getters, who are really being held back by their brokerage, and they could definitely, ignite to target those specific individuals. Limitless income, okay? So this is a great opportunity for you to focus on targeting female recruits. These pieces will speak to her. You have other type of exitized campaigns called lifestyle recruiting as well. This is also fantastic because there is a certain lifestyle that people want to achieve with you first. It's called sponsors, okay? Actual postcards. These postcards, what's interesting is, there we go. This particular campaign is a postcard campaign. This postcard campaign will enable you to send this automatically to your prospects in 3 different ways. You can choose it to go out by email completely. There's no cost. 6 emails go out automatically, no direct mail pieces, and 2 activities. Okay. Next, you'll see that you can also do it multi-channel. Multi-channel blends email and direct mail all in one. So if you have a top prospect and you don't mind investing in that top prospect, put them into a multi-channel. That's ideal because you never know who's the gatekeeper, and it's 80 cents a contact. There's no minimum, by the way. If you have 1 recruit, you want to automate your message, have the first piece go out by mail, the second piece go out by email, and up with a phone call, and so on. Email, mail, and so on. You only pay on the months where the piece office. So that's an opportunity for you. So those are some great campaigns that you can choose from. There are other campaigns that you can select from as well. These are not per se exitized, but they have your branding on it, your photo, your logo, your contact information every time. The campaigns, you're actually going to learn how to, chances are many of you already have your database is already established in your PromoShop account. And if so, that's great. It's important to organize your contacts as much as possible. Also, when you grow your office and you have some new recruits that you've just signed on as an exit agent, it's important that you announce to your agents that your office is growing with more quality people. That's incredibly critical. So you've got to get your prospects in and your own agents. If you have questions on how to do this, be sure that you lean on us so that we can help you. So let's show you how you can add your contacts to the system. A couple different ways. You can add them one at a time. I don't recommend it because this takes time. But I do recommend if you import your contact, remember the phone number I gave you, contact me directly, or you can reach. But as you'll notice, you can import from various programs that you probably already use. If you're using ACT, Google Contacts, if you're using Microsoft Outlook, if you're using Top Producer or YMLS, even your unlisted sources would be, a program that's not listed like Goldmine or Salesforce.com. You can even use Excel spreadsheets to bring them into the system. So do. And if you need support on getting your contacts in, let me give you the toll-free number. That one is 866-845-9995. That is customer support for Exit. Lean on us so that we can help get your contacts into the system immediately because you need to launch your recruitment campaigns. Your campaign live on this call. let me know. Go to the right-hand side and you can either raise your hand or you can type in a message and let me know that you would like me to launch your campaign live on the webinar. Do we have any volunteers? Come on. Do we have anybody who would like to step up and have me launch their campaign? And it could be that you might not be ready, and that's completely okay. You need to get ready though, okay? So basically what you're going to do is you'll have all of your contacts listed. So let's say your contacts are here and they're all listed. You'll definitely want to sort by groups. Nicole says, what do we need? Well, it says my contacts need updating, but we can attempt it. Melinda, you are awesome. Let's do that. I'm just going to pause the screen for a moment. We're going to log into Melinda's account. You know what, Melinda? Your database is never going to be perfect, okay? I'm just going to tell you that because it never will be. It is a living and breathing, you know, assembly of contacts, and it's never going to be perfect. You are always going to be modifying it. You're going to be adding contacts. You're going to be deleting contacts. You're going to be moving them from group to group. It's forever, never ending. The best thing that you need to keep in mind, you should never let it get away from you. And sometimes it can happen, right? Let's see. I'm going to take a look at now Melinda. I see Melinda Harris. Exit Melinda. Okay, this one. All right, I'm finding your account. Hang tight. As soon as I open it up and we log in as you, Melinda, we'll go into your system live. You're awesome, by the way. Log in as user. All right. So this is, we can take a look at it. Now, you have a total of 5,900 contacts. Let's take a look at the groups that you have. Now, Melinda has 15 groups, and that's wonderful. She's got various groups. Let's take a look at the first one. You've got Alabama agents. Let's show those contacts. Okay, so there's none in the Alabama agents. Let's take a look at the next one, attorneys. Let's take a look at that. Show contacts. There's a couple people in attorneys. That's great. Let's take a look at your question. She says, Nicole says, can you export your contacts from PromoShop once they're in? That's a great question, and you most definitely can. So thank you for asking that. Your contacts are never stuck in the system. Sometimes there are programs out there, especially with brokerages, that you utilize their system and you put your contacts in. Guess what? You can't take them out. So it's really important that you're utilizing one at a time. Let's take a look at contacts, all contacts in there. So one recommendation that I would do for you, Melinda, and I know this is applicable to others as well, okay? And what I would recommend is, I would recommend either you put some contacts in there, or I recommend that you delete those groups to have tons of them. I think your dirty dozen, as Tammy describes, that's an important one. Those are the people who are out there shaking hands with other agents who can introduce you to potential agents as well. Plus, they're experts in their niche, right? Also, your own agents have access to other agents who they network with. That's an important group. Plus, it's your own agents. You want to market to them strategically. Those messages of appreciation, and of course, your prospects. So that would be, an idea. Melinda says, I need to arrange them. They're all lumped. I get it. I get it. So, Amanda, what group would you, Melinda, is it prospects? Let's take a look at show contacts. Even if it's as few as these 4 prospects, she says, look at rapid recruiting. Awesome. I'm going to click on groups and go to rapid recruiting. I just love the sound of that. Let's go to show contacts. Let's take a look at your groups again. What group would you like to use? There's Tustin, Orange, Santa Ana agents, possibly. She's got 3,500 people in this particular group. So let's do this. Let's go into the campaign section, all right? In the campaign section, she's got some campaigns already going. So this GoToMeeting is a little behind. Hang tight, we're almost there. Okay, great. So you see the list of all the different campaigns. We're going to click on recruiting, And when we click on recruiting, we're going to go to the sponsoring portfolio brokers. What do you think? Do you like this one, Melinda, after seeing it today? This is pretty new. You haven't launched one of these yet. All right, let's see what she says. She says yes. Okay, so we'll choose sponsoring portfolio brokers. This is her campaign. What we're going to do is once you've identified the campaign, which we did, we're going to go to the pull up this other group called the Tustin Orange Santa Ana Agents. Okay, we're going to click on them, and we're going to go ahead and click on this plus group. This is an email campaign, so you got to have an email. It'll just take a moment, but you'll see it come up in just a second. Pretty exciting. All right, you'll see this in just, oh, actually you see it right away. So you've got 1,832 valid contacts. That means they have email addresses, but the other 1,672 do not have email addresses. So that's just something you can clean up, okay? And then once you bring them all in again, you're not going to duplicate them. It's going to indicate that we previewed the elements and we approve for this campaign to be sent to the selected contacts. And we're going to click on the plus sign where it says Add Contacts to Campaign. Pretty easy, huh? 132 contacts associated. Now, to ensure that this campaign goes out by next week when we get together again, we'll adjust it. Melinda says, very easy. Love it. You did a great job, Melinda. So this particular campaign, that we make sure that the first marketing piece goes out before the note. So that would be, let's see, tomorrow the campaign, actually, yeah, we'll leave it at 4 days. I think that's perfect. Call this Melinda's recruitment campaign. All right, and then we're going to save the delivery options. So take a look at the flow, how this is going to go. Tomorrow, Melinda's going to receive an email that says it's time for her to send out the introduction letter. She can either mail it or email it to her prospects, okay? If she doesn't get this accomplished, the system isn't going to blow up. It's going to continue. 4 days after that, this next to have interaction with her prospects as well. You're good to go. You've got a nice, healthy campaign to a great number of contacts. Let's see what your results are going to be next week, okay? So just as a quick recap, we're going to go, we're just going to click on campaign. Okay, basically what iJot is, Melinda, go to iJot. Basically, I'm using an iJot. It's not connected with PromoShop. Again, it's an activity. Look in the Exit Resource Center. There are some letters that you can access. In fact, what I'll do is, Crystal, I'm going to make sure that I send you the link so that the brokers have access to introduction letters and some scripts. So if that is helpful, I want to make sure you've got access to those, okay? Now, we're getting close to the top of the hour. What do you guys think so far? Pretty interesting, huh? All right. Thanks for participating, guys. I'm just going to pause the screen for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our Word document, and I'm going to show you what we're going to cover next week. Okay, so this week is over. We're done. And we are on to looking ahead at next week. Let's see. Yeah, Melinda wants to know, can I bring the iJot into Promo to send? You know, you can if you save that link, and then you can attach that link to something. So yeah, you could, but it's probably the content and the system that you have available. There's a lot of recruitment material that you have. We also took a look at adding contacts to PromoShop, and we launched a recruitment campaign. So what's exciting is that next week we're going to review the recruitment campaign. We're also going to show you more in depth how to add prospects to your recruitment campaign. So if Linda's, numbers as far as how successful is her campaign. So that'll be pretty interesting. Week number 3, you definitely won't want to miss this. We're going to talk about, again, open rates. We're going to discover who's paying attention strategically so you can go after them. I'm also going to teach you how you can add that to participate. I appreciate Bob and Karen for making this possible in your region. If you know other brokers, say, man, you missed it. You've got to attend the next session. Please invite them. I will make sure that Crystal has all the... Thank you so much for joining, everyone. My name is Annette Anthony, and I appreciate you being on this call. And I hope that you're benefiting from this. None of this makes any bit of difference if you're not implementing it. If you're having trouble, don't struggle through this. We're here to serve you. So let us know. And I hope that you join us